Real talk. Before today, you thought that the only thing that really mattered in a checklist is she fine? Is he fine? Does he have money? Right? I mean, like those were the things that you really thought about before you even considered taking somebody seriously. Or even if you thought to approach somebody or talk to her or talk to him. Those are the vain, shallow things that you thought were the qualifications that equaled up to a checklist, right? Is she fine? Check. Is he fine? Check. He got a job. Check. He got a little money. Check. Like, nah, that's not it. I guarantee you this checklist is going to change your life. All my single people, you need to tune in to the end of this video. You don't want to miss it. Let go.
No, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out.
What's going on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS, the podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. I like comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I'm excited about this episode on today. I think that, like real talk, I think that we're going to peel back some real layers on today during this episode. Because many of you, listen, I want to help y'all out today. And the reason I want to help y'all out, because many of you all are dating people or are getting into relationships and you ain't do your checklist. Like, I created this checklist with y'all in mind. I was like, yo, listen, I can't be a mindset relationship strategist, right? Because that's what we do. That's what I am. I'm a mindset strategist. I can't be that mindset strategist and I haven't given you a checklist yet. You need to have a checklist. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end all be all, the only 10. Like, there's millions of checks that you need to have on your list. But I narrowed it down to 10 on today, that I want to highlight 10 major areas that you need to check off before you even consider dating this person seriously, before you consider being committed to this person, because this is the damaging part. I'm going to spend some time on each one, and I'm going to explain each one. I'm going to break down each one, and I'm going to pull back all the layers. I think that a lot of people, I know a lot of people rush into relationships. And when you rush into relationships without having a structure, a framework, or a checklist, right? What I'm giving you now, when you don't have a checklist, what happens is you move prematurely in certain areas. You have children prematurely. You have marriage prematurely. You have sex prematurely. And it's crazy because so many people rush relationships and it doesn't work. And the reason that it doesn't work, because number one, you didn't have a checklist. Because if you listen, why do you think warehouses make you have a checklist before you get on a forklift? Why is it a checklist before you drive a car? It's supposed to be, right? Like, you're supposed to, before you get in the car, one of the number one things that you're supposed to check is make sure that all the tires are inflated or not deflated. And the reason for that is because if they're deflated, you can't go nowhere. In a relationship, if you don't check off this list, if you don't check off the things that's on the list, or if you don't have a list, you're headed for destruction. I promise you, if you don't have a list of qualifications, of red flags, and you're like, listen, I need to have some boundaries in my checklist. And if you don't have that, listen, you're bound for disaster. I promise you, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're like, listen, we've been dating since high school. I don't care if you don't have no checklist, because this is the thing. People change. You can have somebody, right, in high school that was super dope, But now that you're grown, like their mindset has changed. Their likes and dislikes has changed. They may be still fine, but things about them have changed. So I want to drop this checklist on y'all. And I believe that this checklist is going to help y'all out. This is what I need you to do. I need you to share this with every single person, every person that's considering getting into a relationship, every person that's considering, I'm about to propose to Shawty. Listen, I need y'all to like share this link wherever you're watching this thing at. Share this video with somebody that's on that verge of saying, listen, I'm gonna commit. I think that this is the person. They need to check the checklist, right? So let's go ahead and get started without further ado, right? So the first thing that's on my checklist is, are they my type, right? I mean, it's crazy because this is so basic. It may seem so vain, but it's not vain. Are they your type? And that's the number one thing that I'm going to tell you this. I'm not listing the checklist in order of importance, right? But these are major keys. All 10 of them are important. But the first one that I want to deal with is, are they my type? Are they your type? Right? Because this is the thing. I've heard women say this all the time. I want to date me an ugly guy. Watch this. I want to date an ugly guy because an ugly guy won't cheat on you. That's crazy. Listen. I don't care if he's ugly. I don't care if he's fine. I don't care if he's a millionaire. If he's broke, right? A cheater is a cheater. Now, let's really, before we label that as a cheater, things can happen, right? I've seen multiple cases. I've seen one case where a guy just was a nobody in high school, right? He was corny in high school. Now, got a little money, right? Doing well in life. It doesn't mean that necessarily he's a cheater, but maybe he hasn't tamed the childishness of himself to be able to mature and to handle what he has presently, right? Because many people, women included, like I said, I know a girl from high school that was super big in high school, but then she got the weight loss surgery, and now she like, look, and and all the guys like her, and she can't control herself to be with one guy, because she's not used to this attention. The same way with that guy. Maybe he's not used to that attention. And it's not that he's a cheater. It's just that, like, yo, I've always wanted attention from women like this, women like that, or just women in general. And now he's getting it. And, it's crazy because now, like, yo, he gives in because where desirability meets availability, that's how cheating happens. I tell you this every single week. When desirability meets availability, that's how cheating happens. But I need you to ask yourself, is this person my type? Now, the premise to that is, if the person is not your type, what'll happen is that many of y'all are settling in relationships. That's real talk. Many of y'all are just settling to be in a relationship, and you're like, listen, I'm going to settle in this relationship. He cool, she cool. I'll figure the rest out. But I'm really not that attracted to the person. Now, this is a core importance, right? And if I could list it as number one, I would list it as number one. Are you attracted to this person? Because if you're not, I would say quickly get out of the relationship. Don't start the relationship because it won't work. It may work great in the beginning. That's why I say I can't stand when ladies like, I'm going to find me an ugly guy, right? When you're not attracted to a person, what'll happen is, number one, that will drive you to cheat because you're not physically attracted to a person. The second thing is you will find little arguments to nitpick about. Why? Because I'm not really attracted to you like that, bro. I'm really not attracted to you like that, girl. Let's really be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. So when you're not attracted to somebody like that, what'll happen is you will find little arguments to pick. Why? Because I'm not satisfied in this area. Like, we're going to get to the sex talk too, but I'm not satisfied in this area. So since I'm not satisfied in this area, I'm going to disrupt this whole area right here, which is some petty arguments. Like, why you leave the dishes in the sink? Why you ain't take out the trash? Now you create a big argument over something so minute instead of tackling the main issue, which is I'm not attracted to this person. Right. And many of you do this. And I've heard this all the time. Of course, we're hearing it on Coming to America. I learned to love. Yeah, that can happen. But what would you have to go through to learn to love this person? What would be the damaging effects to the person, to the relationship, to your life, you trying to learn to love this person? Now, it don't work like that. I mean, in my opinion, many people try to do it and it always ends in failure. Why? Because number one, I was not attracted to this person. Their money attracted me. Their cars or their lifestyle, it attracted me. Their brain attracted me, but I'm not attracted to them. And it's okay to be just friends with the person. Be platonic. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job, you lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes and Nobles, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. In a relationship, because there's something about this person that really connects you two together. And I get it. It's cool in the game, but you do cross the lines when you're like, listen, I'm not attracted to this person, but I want to get sexual with this person. I want to do some relationship type things with this person as if we're an item, but I'm not attracted to this person. And I'm going to tell you this, real talk. Ladies, you do yourself a disservice when you date a guy that you don't feel that is attractive and you're not attracted to this person, to this guy. You do yourself a disservice. And also, watch this, you do him a disservice as well, because you're leading him on. I tell couples this, and I stand by this. Every single relationship, the woman should love and like the man more than the man likes and love her. Let me break that thing down. Yes, both parties should love each other. Both parties should like each other. However, I believe that the woman should like the man more than the man likes the woman. And the reason I say that is because, of course, women like to be chased, period. They like to be chased. But when a woman's mind is made up, her mind is made up. Period. Point blank, period. When her mind is made up to love this guy, her mind is made up, right? And a woman would do everything, because watch this. When a man likes the woman more than the woman likes the man, right? What happened is he would try, because before I get ahead of myself, women love to have validation verbally. Men love to have validation through respect and through being needed. Not saying that I can't survive without you, but men need validation through respect and also being needed, being desired, not just in a sexual way, but in a baby, can you come fix this for me? Baby, can you open this for me? That's the way that a man needs to be loved, period, right? So, and it's crazy because if a man loves a woman more than the woman loves the man, or is into the woman more than the woman is into the man, watch this. Not only will she entertain other things, but she will show you that she's not satisfied with you. She will show you that she's not in this relationship. So as a whole nutshell, fellas and ladies, make sure the person that you see or the person that you're trying to build with, make sure they're your type. Here it is. Let's move to number two. Number two is, do our values match? That's a big one. Like do our values in life match? And that's a really simple one, but that's one that's majorly overlooked. Like, you're with somebody and your values don't even match. Your values in life don't match at all. Like, you got one person be like, no, I don't believe in living together unless we're married. But then you got another person be like, listen, I believe in living together before we get married because we got to get to know each other. Now, let me crack this, because I had a good conversation with somebody the other day, and they were raised in the church. So they had a spiritual aspect or religious mindset about living together. Now, the only reason, and this disturbs me, the only reason church people would say it's a sin to live together because they think that you're having sex, right? I want to break this down. I just want, because it's not on my list. I just want to talk about this real fast. They think that you're having sex. So outside of the sex, that's the only reason why you say that we shouldn't live together. Now, I'm gonna play on both sides, right? I understand why they say don't move in together. I'm not saying I agree or I disagree, because if sex is involved, it will cloud your judgment whether this person is a correct fit for you, right? That's why I tell couples, listen, when you break up or you guys take a break, I'm not talking about married couples, I'm talking about couples that are together, boyfriend and girlfriend. If you take a break, take a break. Don't be taking a break and still having sex, because it makes your judgment cloudy, right? How many people have you had sex with and you're like, yo, I'm done with them, but the sex keep on calling me back. Like, I gotta go back for more because that thing hit right. And sex will cloud your judgment. Now, on the other side, you don't really know a person until you move in with a person. Like, a person can put on a crazy, like, I'm gonna tell you this quick story. I was dating this girl one time and she was moving and she was cold piece of work, like really beautiful, right? And she had it all together, had a Benz, dressed well. I mean, she was pretty cool. I ain't gonna say she was dope. She was she was pretty cool, right? But no, we didn't live together. We didn't move in together, but I helped her move. She was moving to a house. And I never forget, man. And and this is what I'm saying. You overlook certain things that may be a deal breaker because you're really into this person, right? So when I helped her move, I mean, her bedroom was disgusting. I mean, it wasn't like, I'm gonna tell you this. Her family room was neat because I'm assuming that she had guests come over, so she wanted to make sure that was cool. But a bathroom, I'm like, yo, do you clean the bath? Like, y'all know that black ring that'd be around the tub? Like, that was around the tub. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? Right? Car, messy. Like, I mean, just full of stuff in the car, right? And I'm gonna tell you the icing that tipped it off for me. And I don't want to exaggerate, and this is real talk. She was cleaning her microwave. She was moving, right? Open the microwave, nets come out. Done. Right? So what I'm saying is, the whole point that I'm making is, you don't know a person until you move in with that person. Right? I mean, I remember the first time my wife came to my house, and the first thing she says, a woman stay here, don't she? No, absolutely not. That's how I am. Like, I like to stay clean. I love a clean house. I love dressing up my house. I love decorate. That's me. Right? That's my style. That's my move. Right? But I mean, it's just, you don't learn a person holistically till you move in with a person. But I need you to figure out, do our values match? Like, really, really sit down and have a great conversation. Like, how do you feel about this? And many of y'all, what y'all do is y'all go on dates and y'all talk about your values. But this person, their perspective doesn't match up with your perspective, but because they fine, but because they drive the car that you really, really like, and you know that being with them, a lifestyle that they will afford you, you don't want to pass it up, because I don't know if I'm going to get another brother like this. I don't know if I get another sister like this. And it's crazy because you will settle and you will put yourself on the back burner versus saying, listen, no, our values don't match. I mean, you look good on paper. I mean, you look good in person too, but our values don't match. I need you to value your values more than you value the look of being in a good relationship. Let me say it again. Let me rewind that. I need you to value your values more than you value the look of being in a good relationship. Because this is the crazy thing. You can be attracted to the person, but your views or your values don't match up, and the relationship is going to hell. I promise you. It's not, listen, because and with value, your value may say, listen, I want to have kids, and I believe that if we have kids, that we need to be home when we go out at a decent hour. Or their value may say, nah, just because we had kids, it's your night to watch the kids. I'm hanging out with the fellas, and I come on by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Our value system is different. That will make a relationship die quickly because our value system don't add up. Our value system don't match. We don't see. That's why. Now, before y'all kill me in the comments, there are some relationships the value system don't work, but there's some inconsistency somewhere in that relationship. I promise you, there's some frustrating moments a lot in that relationship. There's some hitting emotional damages in that relationship that maybe she's not talking about or he's not talking about. You ever seen two religions, like person that's Muslim and person that's Christian, they get together? It's a very, I'm pretty sure there's a lot out there, but I haven't seen many. Now, I've seen this. I've seen, couples go to different churches. I've seen that before. Now, the only way that two religions will work is if the dominant one is okay with that. If the dominant one is not okay with it, it will not work. Because the dominant one, whether it's the man or the woman that's in the relationship, is going to expect you to follow them and be with them in their relationship and believe how they believe. Now, that's another battle right there. Because if what we believe is not on the same accord, you may believe in celebrating Christmas, but she may not believe in celebrating Christmas. Now we clashing. You may believe in the tooth fairy and she may not believe in the tooth fairy. So now our values are clashing. Now, not only do your values clash right there, but values will clash if you guys have children. You may believe in spanking, she may not. So, I mean, I just want you to look at that. Do our values match? Because if our values don't match, we're going to butt heads somewhere down the road, somewhere, sometimes, or a lot of times on this journey while we're trying to build together. Here's the third one right here. Watch this. Where is their mind? Where is it at? Is their mind just focused on having? What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation. Because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode, right? I'm gonna tell you this. I was having a conversation with this other lady, right? And I told her there's a major difference between the older guy generation and these younger guys, right? The older guys would get to know a woman better, would get to understand a woman, would get to know her, right? Before we even engage or even try to make a move to try to have sex. The younger guys, like, listen, I'm not taking you out. I'm not opening no doors. I'm not giving you no flowers. Listen, let's just smash. Let's Netflix and chill, roll up a blunt and I'm good, right? So that was the major difference. Older guys knew how to play the long game. They knew how to play the long game. These new guys, young guys, they don't know how to play the long game, all right? If they don't get what they want, they out. On to the next. There's so many options out there. I mean, there's so many for men. There's so many options out there, right? Why waste? This is how they view it. Why waste my time with this one when this one is not talking the language that I want to hear, right? So where's their mind? Listen, and it's kind of in lieu of value, but it's a little different. Is their mind in the direction? I'm gonna tell you this. If your mind is in the direction of being an entrepreneur and their mind is in the direction of I'm just trying to maintain, listen, y'all will clash. Y'all gonna bump heads unless you're a millionaire and you're like, listen, I'm just going with the flow, and you're cool with somebody just going with the flow, then the relationship will work. But if you're not cool with somebody just going with the flow, no, it's not going to work. So I need you to ask them, I need you to find out, where is their mind? Like, do you want to build something great? Do you want to live in a house? Some people are cool with living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Some people are cool with living in the studio, and I'm not talking about luxury, right? I need to find out where's your mind. What do you want out of life? Because I mean, my dream car is a Rolls Royce color, and I'm going to get that. It's my dream car, right? And you may have a person like, listen, I don't care about cars. I mean, it's cool, but I still need to know where your mind is at. Because if you're cool with driving a car that you got to get fixed every 6 months, you're not the one for me. I'm just saying, like, you really need to figure out the person, where is their mind? Like, where are they going with this? Do they want to build a meaningful relationship, or do they just want to have, casual sex? Or do they just want to have somebody they can go out with so they won't be lonely? Or do they want somebody that can come over every now and then, just cuddle, so I can, won't be too lonely, but I can have somebody there to fill the voids in my life? I need to know where your mind is at. Number 4, here to watch this. How is their relationship with money? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. This point right here is enough for you to share this video. How is their relationship with money? That's a big one. Like, are they the type of person that gets money and just blows it, right? I mean, don't invest it, don't save it. I mean, just go, not disciplined, right? Are they the type of person that be like, listen, I'm going out to eat. You only got $5. I don't care. I'm going to find something for $5. Well, you're not getting no more money no time soon. You're not getting no money until Friday, and today is Wednesday. I don't care. I'm hungry now, right? I need to know, you need to know, how is their relationship with money? Are you the type of person that like to look rich, but really it's really broke? TD Jakes said this, and I love it, and I stand on this. Only broke people look rich. Let that sink in. Only broke people look rich, right? Now it's crazy because that's relative. If you ask somebody, what does it mean to be able to afford something expensive? That's relative. Some people will say, if I can pay for it again, I can afford it. Some people will say, if I don't have that plus 10 in the bank, then I can afford it, or I can't afford it. Like, it's different for everybody. But I need to know, what is your relationship with money? Now, I'm going to tell you this. You can ask somebody all day long, like, how's your relationship with money? Like, oh, my relationship with money is good. Like, I do right by my money. The only way that you can tell, that's why I say, the only way that you can really tell is spending time with this person, or if they allow you to look through their bank statements, then you can find out where their money is going, and you can find out where their heart is really at, right? And, I mean, that's the only way. Looking at their bank statements, or the only 2 ways that you can do is looking at their bank statements to find out their relationship with money, or just observing them. Listen, a person would tell on themselves real fast if you give them some rope and allow them to hang themselves. They're going to tell on themselves every single time. You don't have to try to manipulate things. Nothing. Like, I just want to know, what's your relationship with money? If you had $100 and that $100 had to last you, and this is a great question to ask somebody just to build conversation, but also to get information. If you had $100, right, and it had to last you for the whole week, what would you do? Now, some people are just going to be blatantly honest. My mom always told me, behind every joke, there is some truth to the joke. If they say something stupid like, shucks, I'm going to blow it, and I just wait to fry to get some oodle noodles, red flag. Every joke, there's some truth to the joke. Let me move to number 5. How is their relationship with credit? How is their credit? Many of you are scared to ask the difficult and the hard questions in the relationships. That's why I always flop. I need to know, how is your relationship with your credit? How is your credit? Because if we get into a committed relationship, watch this. Can we get an apartment? Can we get a house if we wanted to? Like, I need to really know your relationship, watch this, with credit. How is your credit? Is your credit good or no? Because credit will hold you back in life every single time, right? I need to know, can you lease a car? Can you get a car from the dealership? Or do you got to put like $5,000, $10,000 down? That's the question, right? Next one is, how are their parents? Listen, I can do a part 2 to this all day long, but I'm going to finish this out. How is their relationship with their parents, or how is their parents? Many of you, watch this, many of you, and I know many relationships, and it's crazy. My first marriage, my parents never met my ex-wife's parents. Never met her mom, right? It was just one of them things. But a lot of people overlook that small, minute detail. And it's really not minute, it's a huge detail. Many of you don't really engage with the other person's family. And I tell people this all the time. The apple, you already know the phrase, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, right? So how their parents is, it won't be too far of a fetch of how they really are. Now the difference with this is a hack. The changing game to this thing is the person that you're dealing with will try to save face, but their parents is not going to fake the funk for you. Spend some time with their family, right? See how their family move. See how their family operates. See how their family do things. Because I promise you, it's going to be similar to how it may not be the same. They may operate differently, but there's going to be certain traits that's going to linger off or get passed over to them as well. Let's move to the next one. Are they good communicators? Big one. That's a big one, y'all. Are they good communicators? Like I need to know if we get in an argument, are you just going to shut down with me, or are you going to communicate and explain how you really feel? I need you to communicate how you truly feel about something so that we can rectify this thing so that we don't go down this same road again. Now, I get it. Some people shut down. And a lot of men, we get to the place where and listen, it pisses off for the moment. We may talk about it, may not talk about it, and we cool. We'll just move on. A lot of men are like that. It is what it is. Until something else happens and it bursts the bubble. Now you bring up this that you act like you was cool with, and now this you're dealing with as well currently. So that's the big one. Are they good communicators? Find out. You can find out that through just communication, through conversation. How do they communicate? Do they explain their ideas well so that you can understand what they're saying? Or is it just a physical thing? Touch. Is it just, I'm going to impress you with my money so that I can win you over, so that I can skip a few steps? Y'all do understand that some men will flash their bread, right? So that they can skip a few steps with you and get you to the place that they really want to get. Whether it's, I want to have sex with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to razzle dazzle you so I can skip the steps of trying to get to know you. I'll figure that out in the long run. Or I don't have to figure that out because all I want to do is smash, right? Are they good communicators? Let's move to the next one. How do they respond when they get mad? That's a big one. How do they respond? How do they respond when they get mad? I tell every single couple, if you haven't seen the person that you're in a relationship with mad, you're not ready to be in a relationship. Nah, it's impossible. Like, how can you be ready to be in a relationship and you ain't even seen Joker mad yet? I need to see how you are when you get mad. Period. Like, I need to know, like, do you like to drink a lot? Because if you like to drink a lot and you're a mean drunk, I need to know before I start getting too committed, before we start having kids. Because if you're the type of person that gets mad and you're ready to kill something or ready to fight something, I need to know this stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you this: most mean folks that's ready to fight, they don't show you that side until they get too comfortable with you. Most times. They don't show you that side until they get too comfortable with you. And most times they're in too deep. Now you love them, you like them. Then you like, listen, they'll change. You start making excuses for them. They start beating you up. Nah, he ain't mean to. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, she did. Right? So find that out. How do they respond when they get mad? If somebody cuts them off in traffic, are they ready to get out and fight? Right? Because I'm going to tell you this, when you get over 30 and you still fighting because of a disagreement, you childish. You need to grow up. Most people that don't have much to live for, when they get mad, they explode. They explode. I'm talking about with people that they don't know and ready to fight. They have nothing to live for. And I get it. Some of you said, but they got houses, cars, they got children, they got 401ks, they got a good job, they have, money in the bank. They don't have nothing to live for that's sustainable. Think about this. How many times, I'm talking about my people that got something to live for. Like you have something for real to live for. Like you second think about before you do something dramatic that would change your whole life, that would affect your family, that will affect your kids before you make that move. Why? Because you got something to live for. Let's move on. Here it is. I'm almost out of time. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Here it is. What are at least three traits you do not like about them? What are three traits at least? And many of y'all be like, listen, bro, I got 20 traits, and I need you to consider about being in a relationship with this person. But for this exercise, I need you to think about what are three traits. I got one more point too. What are three traits, right, that you can't stand about this person? Do they drink every day? Do they smoke every day? Do they smoke weed? Do they smoke cigarettes? Do they, you notice that he looks at girls' butts while y'all together? Some women are cool with that. Some women aren't cool with that. What are some traits that you can't stand about this person? Now, I need you to get that in your mind. And while you have that on your mind, let me ask you a follow-up question. If those traits never change, will you still want to be with them? And if the answer is no, you need to pack your bags and go about your business. Because to get into a relationship and they have traits that you don't like, to try to say that being in a relationship will cause them to change those traits, you're insane. And you crazy. Like, just because we get in a relationship, that's not going to change my traits. I love to drink every single day. I love to smoke, not me personally, just use it as an example. They love to drink every single, listen, you're not changing that. I know a couple personally that she didn't like the drinking, but she married him anyway. And now she's miserable because he gets drunk every single day, as if he doesn't have to go to work tomorrow, as if he has no responsibilities. But that's what happens, right? When you overlook certain things in the beginning of the relationship, these were your deal breakers. This was your boundaries. But you kept on going. You're like, nah, it'll be all right. I'll work through it. No, you're not going to work through it. What's going to happen is you're going to be unhappy. And when you are, in fact, unhappy, the relationship cannot thrive. A relationship can keep going on because you need each other. Because I need your money to pay for this rent. I need your money to pay for this mortgage. We got to put our money together to be able to live this type of life. Many people settle because of things just like that. So I need you to know the traits about them that you don't like. If it never changes, would you still be happy? If it never changes, would you still want to be with them? All right, here's my last one. I'm out of here. What's their view on sex, and how often and how important is it to them? Like that's a major one, right? That's a really major one. And this is the number one excuse that people use why they cheat, right? Because many people are like, I ain't getting enough sex at home. So, what you won't do, somebody else will. So they go look for it somewhere else, whether it be man or woman. But if you have this conversation, and the reason I put this last, because this is a very important question. This is a very important topic to talk about, but this is not the first topic that you talk about. But I need to know, what is your relationship with sex? How do you view sex, right? Like, do you need to have it every single day? Or is 3 times a week good enough for you? Maybe 2 times a week or 2 times a month. However you want to break it down. I need you to have that conversation with your person. Because when you most people think that, and it's crazy because most people have a lot of sex when they're single, but then when they get married, live in the same house, it slows down. I'm tired tonight. I catch you in the morning. Morning never comes, right? I'm just being honest. So I need you to have this type of uncomfortable conversation about sex. Not saying that I'm trying to have the conversation about sex so I can get you aroused and we can go do something. No, that's not what it is. I need to plan for my future. I need to know, are you a good fit? Because if you're saying, listen, I need to have at least 4 times a week, and I'm like, listen, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm busy, I can do at least twice a week, but 4 times a week, somebody, listen, when your sex drive is high and their sex drive is not high, somebody's going to be missing out, and there's going to be an unbalance in that relationship. When you could have had the conversation up front and they could have known, and then when they know, they could have made a decision like, yo, I'm going to stay with this person or I'm not going to stay with this person because sex is not that important to me, right? I mean, this is just a checklist that I'm dropping for y'all so that y'all can go by and have your, this is what I want you to do. I'm gone for real. This is what I want you to do. I want you to get your own checklist and write down the list that's important to you, right? Now use mine as a model, right? You know, my YouTube manager, she's going to put the tags on the bottom of the breakdowns on the bottom of and the description. Go check it out. But I need you to get your checklist and use it as a skeleton. Like this checklist is really dope. Like this checklist really covers a big multitude of relationships that after you check everything off and you really do your due diligence with this checklist, the relationship can thrive and be healthy. But I need you to have a checklist before you make the wrong decisions. Listen, without that checklist, you're doomed for failure. Love you guys. Let go. What's going on, family? I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week, Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you doing your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.